A pocket multi-effects unit that won't break the bank, sounds actually really good, and works quite well as part of a mobile studio. Well, let's check out the Flatsons P1. Welcome back, I'm Tony, and yeah, we're taking a look at the P1 from Flatson today. This is a pocket multi-effects unit. They say it has 80 plus effects and amp modeling. Well, it has 40 pre-filled slots, and you can fill the other 40. You can upload your own IRs and things like that, so it's pretty thorough. Self-contained and rechargeable, the thing actually works quite well, especially as an interface. I mean, if you've looked for a guitar interface for your mobile device or your iPad or even your computer, something that's small and compact like this, they are much more than $50, and right now this thing is running at 50 bucks. This does have an app component to it, which works quite well with it. We're not going to go through all of the app stuff today because there's plenty to cover with showing you how the device actually works and everything else. But it does have Bluetooth, and you can jam along with your music and things like that. So if you're somebody who's just learning guitar, you don't want to bug everybody in the house, plug your headphones into this, you're good to go. And then when you advance and you can record, great, because you can play along with your music and learn and that kind of stuff. So it's not perfect, but it's pretty amazing for what you get for 50 bucks. Well, let's demo some of the sounds, then I'll go through all the operation of it and we'll come back and give you my final impression. I figured the best way to demo the sounds on this is to use it as a portable recording studio. Got my iPad Pro, Logic Pro is on there, so I'm just going to go ahead and record some of the sounds for you. The first one is setting number 26, and it's got this ethereal sound to it. It's pretty cool. Yeah, I like that. Let's go to another one here. There are 40 of them that live on here, so. Lots of clean stuff on here as well. And then 41, we're getting into the stuff that, you know, these are empty slots. So I'm just going to go all the way back. And this is one that I made. So yeah, obviously a lot of settings in here. Obviously, you're going to want to change the way these are set up sometimes. I mean, most of them. But, you know, presets are like that. I left all these presets as is so you could hear them as they are. And some are good, some are not, you know. But all of them are good starting points. I just find this P26 one a lot of fun. Let me just show you the box real quick. It's, I mean, really simple packaging. Pocket multifunction desktop effects processor, P1 Flatsons. You got QR codes over here for the app. That's also in the manual. And yeah, that's pretty much it for this box. Also inside the box, a USB standard to USB-C, and the user manual, which is actually quite useful because, well, you know, you got to figure out how this thing works. A lot of the buttons on here are multifunctional. Once you know what all the functions are, it's actually quite easy to use. So back here in the back, we have got USB-C, in, out, and headphone jack. And that right there is a power switch. All you have to do to turn it on is flick that switch, and it comes on super easy. It's nice, it doesn't have a long boot up sequence or something like that. We'll take a look at the display over here. That's telling you that the Bluetooth is on. This is the preset number. Here's your battery meter. This is the volume of this preset, which it has its own volume. You can actually turn that up by turning that up. This master volume is, well, the master volume, so you use that to determine what the volume and the output is. This over here is a knob, and it's also a push button function thing, so if I wanted to mess with that effect right there, I would just go into this, I would choose noise gate, and then I can choose different effects that are available for that. And then if we turn this one more, then you can turn that off or on. So every effect can be adjusted like that. We turn it again, and we can go down here and adjust the actual level of that gate. And the home button does exactly as you would think. It brings you right back to the home. But you can hit it again, and now you'll see everything that is in that. If you wanted to figure out what amps or cabs or anything like that, the ones with the check marks are actually in use on this right now. Home again. And if we hit the volume plus and the volume down at the same time, then we get a tuner. And even in this tuner, you can go in there and change the frequency. And then if we go over here, this is kind of interesting. I actually put 10 for a volume on that. And that volume allows either no guitar through or bass, or you can have just a little bit of it in there because sometimes you do want to hear it, you know, while you're tuning it. Now, if you hit these, then you can set up banks. So that would be a bank of those 4 presets right there. For my use, that doesn't really do a whole lot because I don't have a MIDI hooked up to this or anything like that. But you can do MIDI and you could do a pedal and all that. But to me, this is more of a little practice unit. Or if I want to do some writing on the road, if I want to put in some IRs or cabs or something like that from even my own stuff, I could take that with me and use my phone or my iPad and do some writing on the road. You also have little silicone feet down here so it doesn't slip around when you're trying to do something, but you know, like I say, it's pretty much like a little pocket studio for you, or at least an interface to go with your studio. You can use that USB for your iPhone or your iPad. I think if you have an Android, you might have to get an OTG cable, but the USB works fine for iDevices. So there are 40 presets. That's the last one, and then on 41, you can start working on your own. I think, let's go back here. Yeah, so this is one that I built right here, and we'll just, you know, let's check this out. Of course, you can save them once you've built them. Let's see, down here, I put the volume at 60%. You got your FX, and you can hit that. And on here, I'm using a boost that has gain and gate on it. The amp. A diesel, yeah, I went for that. And of course you can adjust everything on here, so let's do this. That's 2 of 20 amps. So we can go to the gain, and I can adjust the gain, level, bass, mid, and treble. And let's do this. Let's just look at what all the amps are that you have. So, Bogu Blue, diesel. That's an EVH 5150 B3. That looks like a Marshall JCM 800. Laney. Mesa. Yeah, I'm not going to go through all of them. PV, there's all kinds of stuff in here, but for my particular, I have that. I didn't put any mods on here, but on mods, you could do tremolo, let's see. Tremolo, flanger, vibrato, univibe, auto filter. They've got some pretty nice stuff. There's 7 of those on that. And now you'll see that that's on there. So, I mean, there's infinite number of things that, well, maybe not infinite, but there's a lot of things you could do, especially because from 40 to 80, you can put all of your own presets in there. And of course, in the app, there is community on there. You can download other presets that people have made. You can share yours, and you can turn off loopback in there. You can't do it on here. You have to use the app for that. And if you're using this, say you have a drum track going in your DAW, and you want to record your guitar into it, if loopback is turned on, which it is by default, it's going to record both. But if you turn that off, then it will not. There's a lot more stuff that you can do in the app, but most of it you can do right on the device, which makes it cool. Look, it's pretty effective, and when I was looking for interfaces for my guitar to record into my iPad or my phone, you know, on the road, I might want to do some writing or something like that. At the beach even, at the pool, you know. I found that a lot of those interfaces weren't very inexpensive, so getting this, and with all the effects and everything else and the ability to upload IRs to it, that's pretty great. Plus, you've got the community on the app, and you can download other presets that people have made. But the presets that are on here are pretty good. You just might want to tweak them, as you heard. I mean, they're not perfect. And speaking of not perfect, it does have, sometimes when you're switching between effects, I noticed especially when I'm plugged in as an interface, it does have sometimes some glitching, like some static that happens in between it and stuff. But again, not expecting a whole lot from a little device that is, you know, $50. I think, yeah, the recommended price or the MSRP on it is $69. Yeah, $69. But I've always seen it on sale every time I've looked for it. So right now, I'm gonna put a link down there to my Amazon page and you can go find it for yourself. Like I said, the app is effective. It actually works really well with it. I just didn't have a lot of time to include that in this video. But if that's important to you, the app does work and it works well. As does feeding music into it through Bluetooth. You know, when I was a kid, I would sit there with a boombox and my cassette and I would just keep rewinding and stuff. And I had no way to mix that with my music or anything like that. You can do that on here. So from Flatsons, this is the P1 Portable Multi-Effects Guitar Unit, and it's pretty darn good. Listen, I want to thank you so much for your support here on the channel. Likes, comments, shares, subscriptions are always very important. So if you like what you see, hit that thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed yet, there's a red subscribe button down there. There's also a notification bell. And if you click all that, well, you get notifications when I upload new videos. And let me know down in the comments, would you use something like this? And if you would, how would you use it? Well, that's going to do it for this episode. We'll catch you next time on the Vapor Trail channel.